spending time, yeah, on the line, we got no time. 전화 끊어, 시동 걸어, yeah, we go tell. 너의 집도
You found the parking spot with the same number as your new apartment and discovered it was occupied by a BMW. You slid the key into its slot and the headlights flared. He couldn't find anything safer and more ostentatious, you thought, clambering up to the bright leather interior. You pressed start and drove across the garage looking for the exit. You knew Seoul pretty well, and you liked to drive around it at times, passing streets and avenues, mindlessly turning here and there. An hour later, you stopped by the house of your best friend, whom you hadn't talked to for weeks. You couldn't go anywhere else, so you just tapped in the entrance cord, went upstairs, stopped at her door and rang the doorbell. You had been friends since you were a child. She was like a sister to you. Sometimes younger, sometimes older, depending on the occasion. She was a beautiful girl with an attractively body. Men loved her. Ayu was definitely a beautiful woman with an exotic charm. Ayu was currently seeing an influential man, an owner of a big cosmetics company who didn't have the time or inclination to form any sort of serious relationship with anyone. So she accompanied him to official parties and dinner and massaged his head when he was tired. He, on the other hand, provided her with all the luxurious and comfort she could think of. From an outsider's perspective, it was a real relationship, but neither of them would ever admit that. 𝗱𝘆𝘀, Ayu exclaimed as she saw you in the doorway. I'll kill you one of these days. I thought somebody kidnapped you. Come in, what are you waiting for? She grabbed you by the arm and pulled you inside. I'm sorry, I had to, you stammered, and your eyes watered. Ayu froze, looking at you, terrified. She wrapped an arm around you and led you to the living room. Somehow I feel you could use a drink, she said, and a moment later you were sitting on her rug with a soju bottle. Sue came to see me, she said, sending you a suspicious look. He was asking for you. Told me what happened, that you disappeared, leaving him a letter, and then you came back before him and took all your stuff from his apartment. Jesus, fine, what happened there? I wanted to call you, but I was sure you'd do it yourself as soon as you wanted to talk. You watched her, sipping your soju and growing certain that you couldn't tell her the truth. I just had enough of all that ignorance. Besides, I fell in love. You raised your eyes and sent her a look. I know how those sounds, so I don't want to talk about it. I need to get my shit together. You knew she knew you weren't telling her everything, but she was your friend, and she always understood when you didn't want to spill everything. Okay, she snapped, flustered. So how was it? Everything in order? Do you have a place to live? Need anything? She swept questions one after the other. I'm renting a place from a guy I know, a large apartment, but he had to live in a hurry and needed to leave it to someone he trusted. Cool, that's settled then. How about work? She wouldn't back down that easily, it seemed. I have a few options, but I need to focus on myself for now, I muttered, playing with my glass. I need to get some things in order first, but it's going to be alright. Can I stay the night? I don't want to drink and drive. Ayu burst out laughing and hugged me. Sure thing. When did you get a car? I got it with the apartment, I replied, pouring us another glass. We sat and talked about the events of the last month late into the night. I told her about the chants of Jeju, the food, the alcohol, the shoes. After downing half of the second bottle, Ayu asked, Alright, how about him? Tell me something about him. I'm going crazy here, pretending I'm not curious. Flashes of all the times you'd spent with Jimin revolved in your head. How you saw him for the first time and when he joined you in the shower. Your shopping and the movements on his yacht. Your dance at the banquet and that last night after which he disappeared. You began, putting your glass down. Special, commanding, haughty, tender, handsome and very caring. Imagine your typical alpha male who can't suffer any disobedience and always knows what he wants. Then add in a protector and guardian with whom you always feel like a little girl, and finally mix in the fulfillment of all your fantasies. And if that's not enough, he's beautiful, has not an ounce of fat on him, and looks like a sculpture made by God himself. Wonderful body, tattoos, muscular, that's Jimin. You concluded, shrugging. Holy, Ayu said.
For the fakeness, if you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up.
That sounds perfect, but what about him?
If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this.
For a while you wondered what to tell her, but nothing smart came to your head. Well, we need time to think this through. Nothing simple with him. He's from a wealthy Korean family, all traditional, and they don't normally approve of relationships with someone common. He replied, grimacing. You're in over your head, Ayu said, clipping her suju. When you talk about him, you light up. You didn't want to talk about Jimin anymore, each man you heard, because you knew you might not see each other again. Let's go to sleep. I need to go to my parents tomorrow. Alright, but promise you go somewhere with me on Saturday. You frowned.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help.
Come on, it'd be fun. We'll spend a day at a spa, go to the town in the evening, party, yeah. She cried, jumping up and down. Her glee and excitement only made you feel guilty about leaving her alone for so long in the first place. It's Monday today, you know, but okay. Let's have it your way. I'm reserving the weekend for you.
The consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant.